Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing what is out of alignment with your life right now. Okay, so something that is out of alignment, perhaps something that you're meant to let go of, something that seems like it's not working. And oftentimes when we are not in alignment, it can bring about many different feelings, thoughts that we are dealing with, from feeling kind of like a lack of purpose, a lack of fulfillment. We might feel lost, stuck, confused, stressed out, just kind of general and overall feeling of unrest that we might feel within ourselves, like we want or need some kind of change. We might feel drained. We might feel like we're not really achieving certain things that we want to. So many different things that we could be feeling: fear, doubt, worry, just an overall kind of disconnect. Okay. So oftentimes when there's an area of our life where we are feeling like that, that can be a real indicator of something that's just not aligned for us. And there's a need for us to really rethink, right, what our objective is in life, or to take some time for introspection and to realign to what our values are and what it is that we wish to bring about within our life. Make changes, right? Be intentional, more purposeful with what we choose to give our time and our energy to. So that's what we're going to look at today. What is out of alignment with your life right now? Some of you might already have a clear idea and know exactly what it is. And others of you, it could be maybe just one specific area of your life that you feel that way about. And sometimes we can feel that way about everything, that's in our life. So, of course, this is going to be a general reading. I'll only take what resonates for you. This should be something that's kind of confirming a feeling that you already have, an inner knowing that's already there. Okay, so again, what is out of alignment with your life right now? We do have 3 crystals for you guys to choose from. For group 1, you are going to be this cream crystal here. We're just going to call it the cream crystal because I'm not sure what this is. Group 2, you are going to be the Carnelian heart. And then group 3, you are going to be the Amethyst. If you already know which one you feel the most intuitively drawn to, you can go ahead and skip right to the timestamps. It'll take you directly to the rating. But I am going to be adding in one of these cards to give us a little bit of a clue as to what that might be, which might give you some extra help with choosing your group today. Okay, so let's get going. Let's see what is out of alignment with your life right now. What is out of alignment with your life right now? Let's pull something for group number 1. We've got no place like home. Group 2, what is out of alignment with your life right now? We have all that glitters. And group 3, we have clean it up. Okay, so I feel like we're going to have to do some more investigating. But for group number 1, we have card number 50, no place like home. And that is with this cream crystal. Okay, you guys might hear my little dog in the background. She's sniffing around. Group 2, number 16, it says all that glitters. And that is with the Carnelian. For group number 3, we have card number 21 with Clean It Up. And that is with the Amethyst. Okay, so those are the choices for today. Once again, what is out of alignment with your life right now? For group 1, we've got No Place Like Home with the cream crystal. Group 2, we have All That Glitters and the carnelian heart. For group number 3, we have Clean It Up and the amethyst. Timestamps will be down below for you all. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, group number 1. So those of you that resonated with the No Place Like Home card, we're asking Spirit today, what is out of alignment with your life right now? Some of you, this might be your current place that you're living. Okay, it could be maybe the people. It could be your living situation, the community that you live in. That is not quite aligned. So let's get a little bit more information on this. No place like home. Yeah, maybe, I mean, this could even be geographically where you live. Maybe you're in a state that you don't really want to live in, or a home even that you're not really comfortable with that area. So it could be something that's just not aligning for you in that way. So let's pull the tarot and see what is coming through. What is out of alignment with your life right now? Group number 1. We have the Judgment card. Two of Swords. Magician. Seven of Swords. And we have the Hierophant. Ten of Swords, Four of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so when we're talking about home, some of you, yes, it could quite literally be your home, okay? The home that you live in, the place that you live in, the community, the state, the country, something about that. But I'm also getting energy here for those of you, and again, this reading should be confirming something that you already feel and know within yourself. But some of you, this could be a relationship, which would make it your home life situation, okay? If you live with a partner, a spouse, this could be a marriage for some of you. A long-term relationship. Those of you that live with family right now, family members, and you're just feeling like the family members that you live with might not be quite aligned with what your values are or what your dreams are, goals are, where there are kind of like these differences here where maybe that environment is not the best suited for you, okay? Now, for some of you, I am getting here that there has been some kind of soul's message to you about this. And this could be something that we have kept ourselves in denial about and have avoided. Maybe not wanting to see it, not wanting to acknowledge it or recognize it. Let's see. Some of you, this might be your career, okay? Because with these two energies here, the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, this looks like something that we've put in a lot of time and a lot of energy into, that we've really committed ourselves to what this is, okay? With the Strength card in reverse here, this is about fear. Fear of leaving something, fear of ending, fear of divorce, fear of a breakup. And we could certainly be keeping ourselves stuck in a place of an illusion, especially with the Seven of Cups being here. Okay, but we have the Five of Cups energy here. The Five of Cups can talk about feeling disappointment, discouragement, feeling sad. So that might even be for some of you that are in a job that you're not happy in a relationship that you're not happy in a marriage, or kind of like in a family, home, living kind of situation. And perhaps maybe, you know, wanting something more, wanting something different, wanting some kind of change here. So that's what I'm getting here. Now we do have Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, Leo, Capricorn energies here as well. I'm seeing the Six of Swords at the bottom. Okay, Six of Swords is about moving on, leaving something behind. This could also be a travel card. So for some of you, this could literally be moving, a need to move. Maybe some of you might already have a special place in mind about where you'd want to move to. And maybe there could be some fears here surrounding making that happen. I do want to clarify the Judgment card here. Eight of Cups, yep. The World, that is an ending. Eight of Cups is about walking away, leaving something behind that is no longer bringing us fulfillment. So this is some kind of situation. Like I said, some of you, it is your home life and you know it, right? It is a marriage that you're in. It is a long-term relationship. It is a career that you've been in maybe for a long time, and it being something that is no longer making you happy. Okay? And I feel, because we have the Judgment card here, that you've already received that message. Okay? You've already received it. Maybe there's some fear surrounding leaving or making this big change, because Judgment is a call to release. It is a call to let go, to end something. And the World is an ending. It's a completion of something, a completion of a cycle. Some of you, this, like I said, it might be tied into traveling. It could be the place that you live in, the country, the state, the city, you know, the environment that you're in. Some of you with that Seven of Swords energy here could be at a job where, or even a community that you live in, where there's deception around you. The Seven of Swords is about being sneaky, deceptive, lying. It could also be about stealing something. So if things are, you know, taken away from you, or there's people that are not good people. Like, let's just say, like, if we live like in a bad area, or we live in a house and then the neighbors are just shady, you know. What the one thing I do notice with that is that how this no place like home, it's not on the ground. It looks like it's suspended and kind of like by itself away from everything else. So maybe for some of you, you feel like you don't fit in that community, or at that job any longer, or in that relationship any longer. What else can I say with that? This feels more free, you know, because the house is not on the ground. It's not on a solid foundation. So maybe for some of you, this might be wanting more freedom, you know, Maybe even for those of you that feel very nomadic and want to kind of not be in one place all the time, you want to be more free. Okay. For others of you, maybe this has kind of been like a temporary kind of like living situation, and you want to feel more grounded. You want to have a more permanent place. So take it how it resonates there. But yeah, some of you could be like in temporary, like let's just say you're going through a divorce and you had to move in with family, and you don't want to really live there. It's just for right now, but you feel like, okay, yeah, this needs to change. I can't live with my family anymore. Or you live with your friends, or you live with a roommate, or you are still married to someone, or you got divorced, but you're still living together because of finances. And you really, it's not ideal. You don't want to continue to live with your exes, but it's what had to be for right now. Okay. That's the kind of situations that I'm kind of picking up here, where it's surrounding that. And for others of you, yes, I'm seeing this as career. Okay. Perhaps a career that you've been in for a long time, and you're just like, no, I want something more. Because I am seeing the King of Wands here at the bottom. And King of Wands is about forging a new path. It's an energy of leadership, taking that first step to kind of pave a new path for yourself. And then we have the Five of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Nine of Cups. There's the Emperor, the Lovers, and the Star. Three of Pentacles, which is also a card of community. Some of you, this could be about business, moving to like a new job, something like that. Okay. Of course, this change here, the Five of Wands, this can also be about conflict. So this could be conflict in your environment. Like, let's just say you're at a workplace right now and you're just like, no, I don't vibe with these people anymore. There's too much competition. There's too much jealousy. There's too much, ego going on here, or I don't like my bosses, something like that. Or if you're in a living situation and the people that you live with, you don't get along with. Okay, that could be another situation here. So that's what I'm getting here. So in order for us, of course, to get ourselves into alignment, right, with something that is going to make us feel better, more fulfilled, more happy, more content, the Magician is here. The Magician energy is about you being the creator of your reality, right? It's your intention. It's your willful actions that you're taking towards creating a life that you are happy with, that you feel fulfilled by. So I would encourage, right, at this time to take some time again, kind of like I said during the intro, reevaluating what our priorities are, taking some time to do some self-reflection, some introspection about what you want in your life, what you want it to look like. And sometimes we might not have that answer right away. We might not know exactly what it is. We just know that we want it different. We want it to change. And so this is where I would encourage you to kind of take that time to reflect upon what you want. Because with that Magician, you have the power to make it happen. You have the power to create it. Okay. This may also include us thinking, changing our perspective, thinking, having different thoughts about what is possible. And also, whatever these fears are surrounding making this change, it is going to be about you being brave, about being confident in yourself, about being courageous, about coming up with a plan, a strategy, and starting to kind of get things done here so that you can make that dream happen. Okay, but that's what I'm seeing here. So I want to, let's see. Any final messages for group number 1? Release. Okay. Upheaval, yeah. This looks like we're really making a big change here. Okay. With the upheaval, this reminds me a lot of the Tower card here, but this tree is being uprooted with all the nests that are inside of it, you know? So to me, that is a big change in terms of your foundation, a change to your foundation. So what are those foundational energies, right? Where we live, maybe it's where we work, maybe it's a relationship. Some of you, it is work here, especially with the routine. I am also noticing here too in this card with what all these birds at the lower half of the card, they're all flying one way, and all the birds at the top of the card are flying the other way. Okay. So let's just say that I'm going to use the example of like a relationship. Okay. Let's say that for those of you where you're feeling like the relationship is no longer aligned for you, maybe you have certain goals and the other person has goals that are completely different than you. You guys are not on the same page. It's no longer working. Okay? Or let's just say you work at a company and you want more growth and you feel like this company that you work at is doing the opposite. You're not really seeing the growth there. Okay? So some of you, I'm getting a move here, a relocation. And with distance being here, this could even be something that is maybe a place that you've never lived before, maybe a place that you've always wanted to live in. This could be maybe more of a longer distance type of move here. Okay. Or even something that you should be planning here within the near future, working towards with that. Okay, and certainly, like I said, overcoming the fears. If you feel like, I would say that this is probably a time to also surround yourself with people that are positive, that are supportive, that maybe that you can talk to. If you are feeling like confused, like, oh my goodness, how do I figure this out? Or how do I make this change? How do I make this happen? Surround yourself with people that you can talk to, whether that's friends or, other family members, maybe even coworkers, or, someone that you can talk to, therapists, counselors, to help you to kind of figure things out, to clear your mind. That could be helpful here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here for you. Group number 1. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonated with All That Glitters and the Carnelian, this is going to be your reading. I also noticed this is a number 16, which is the Tower card in the tarot. So I don't know what this is yet because this leaves it pretty vague. But when we're asking the question today, what is out of alignment with your life right now? With all that glitters, and I'm sure you guys have heard the saying, all that glitters is not gold. So this could be that there's some kind of illusion surrounding whatever this is, and that Tower energy kind of brings in an epiphany or a realization about some kind of false reality surrounding whatever this is, meaning that it might look a certain way and appear that it's aligned for you when in fact it is not. Okay, so we're going to try to get a little bit more information about what this is. So group number 2, what is out of alignment with your life right now? What is out of alignment with your life right now? Group number 2, the Knight of Swords. We have air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Oh, there it is, the Devil. Capricorn energy. Okay. Some of you, this is a relationship. Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands. This might be that we're looking at a partner, a romantic interest, looking at the potential of what this connection could be. But when we're in that Knight of Swords energy, we could be rushing into something with someone. Sometimes when we're in the Knight of Swords energy, we've got tunnel vision, okay? Meaning that we're missing the red flags. The Devil energy is an illusion. It can be a person who is emotionally manipulative, a person who's lying, a person who's deceptive, right? Controlling, possessive, a person who has some very unhealthy or toxic patterns of behaviors. And with the Page of Swords energy, this could be a need for us to really pay attention, for us to really observe this person's words, their actions. The Knight of Swords can also sometimes be a person who is confrontational, who's defensive, who's aggressive. So it could be even the way that they communicate. They could be a person who maybe is not very good with communication. They could be rude in the way that they say things to you, or if you try to talk to them and ask them questions and things of that nature. Like if you ask them, where is this connection going? Where is it headed? And they are not so, I feel like, forthcoming with the information, okay? They could be a person who you might be really attracted to, right? And because we have the Two of Cups here, so you might be, feeling really connected to this person, and there could be attraction and chemistry that's there, but that doesn't always mean compatibility, okay? There's something here that you're not seeing about this person. The Devil is an illusion. It creates the illusion, right? When this kind of energy shows up in our life, it kind of appears like that person is like our dream come true. Okay? The Devil never shows up with a cape and horns where we know, aha, that's the Devil. No, they show up as your dream come true. They show up as too good to be true. And then the mask falls off, and we see who the person really is. That's where it's so important for us that instead of rushing, that we take our time and observe, because people change, okay? Now, of course, I'm not talking about every single relationship out there. Everybody initially, when we're meeting someone in the beginning, especially for those of you where this is new, everybody puts their best foot forward. Everybody is wearing a mask, okay? But this person could be someone who has different intentions than what you might be thinking, in your own mind or heart with when it comes to wanting a relationship or commitment. There's something here that you're not seeing. Okay, so we're going to keep going here. What is out of alignment with your life right now? Three of Cups, King of Pentacles. Some of you could be in a third-party situation, dealing with a person who is married. A person who's married, a person who's in another relationship, a person who could be creating an illusion surrounding long-term relationship for you. This could be a person who's not showing you that they're taking action towards committed partnership, okay? They could be a person who's more so about the physical, keeping it casual, situationship, versus a person who's loyal, a person who's reliable and dependable. We have Justice and the Six of Wands. This is a karmic relationship. Okay, some of you, this is your work environment. Okay, this could be like a bad boss, coworkers, gossip. If you're in a workplace where there is a lot of gossiping, a lot of talking, behind people's backs, people who are manipulative, people who are again defensive, nosy. Lots of ego here is kind of what I'm getting. Three of Swords. Yeah, some of you could be dealing with a I'm even getting a situation here where some of you could be dealing with a person who is already broken up with someone or already divorced or even going through a divorce, but they're still, I feel like, not taking steps towards really committing to you. Okay? Like they could be somebody who's not really just not ready for a relationship, and they could be, you know, jumping into another connection and just, you know, entertaining the connection with you, but they're still dealing with the ex, or the ex still has a power over them. That could be a very unhealthy or toxic situation for you to put yourself into, to insert yourself into. Okay? Those of you that are in a third party situation where the person that you're dealing with is married or is in a relationship with another person, again, we've got to think about you protecting yourself here. Okay? So that you don't get hurt. Because I am seeing the Three of Swords here. This Three of Swords can talk about betrayal. It can talk about heartbreak. It can talk about infidelity and cheating. Okay. Those of you that are in a relationship with someone and you have either dealt with infidelity with this partner in the past, and you're still having kind of like that gut feeling that there's still something going on, I would say trust your gut. Okay? There's something toxic about this connection here. Why is the Devil? We also have Taurus and Libra. Some of you could be dealing with the Libra. We've also got Virgo energy here. Why is the Devil here? Five of Cups. Judgment card and the World. Okay, so you've already received signs about this from Spirit. Okay, because this situation here that I'm picking up on is a situation that continues time and time again to disappoint you. Leaving you feeling sad, leaving you feel discouraged, hopeless, maybe even depressed. And the Judgment card is kind of like a huge announcement from the divine, from Spirit. It's a wake-up call. Okay? It is a wake-up call to see it for what it is. The world is in need to end it. Okay? Like I said, for others of you, this might be a workplace. It could be a friend. Some of you, this could be a friend. A person who acts like they're your friend. But they're really not. Okay? I want to look at the Six of Wands here. Emperor, Tower, wow. Strength card, yeah. I feel like for some of you, there's a need for you to really pay attention, to really acknowledge, recognize the need for being strong and letting this person go. Or some of you letting the job go, letting the friendship go. There's something very toxic here. Okay? Seven of Swords at the bottom with the Four of Cups. Some of you are dealing with a person who is sneaky, is deceptive, who lies to you, who makes you feel rejected, who makes you feel like they're not choosing you, who could be lying about their feelings, who runs away when you ask them how they're feeling or about commitment, or if you're involved in a third-party situation where the person has been stringing you along and making you feel like they're going to commit to you, or that they're going to give you, you know, that long-term commitment there, and every time you ask them about it, they just run. That's this situation. Okay. All that glitters. I am seeing the sun at the bottom with the Page of Cups. So for some of you, you know, when we're in the Page of Cups energy, sometimes it can be very sweet. You know, not that the Page of Cups is a bad energy. But when we've got the Devil here, the Seven of Swords, and this Tower, Page of Cups can be a very fantasy-like energy. It can talk a lot about romantic infatuation. In this case, maybe even obsession, being obsessed or very attached to someone. And the Page of Cups is when we are inexperienced in love, or that you're dealing with someone who could be emotionally immature, a person who is an avoidant, a person who doesn't talk, is emotionally unavailable for you, okay? It can also be when we are wearing the rosy-colored glasses and we're in kind of like in La La Land, and we're not seeing the person for who they really are, or seeing the situation for what it really is. And I feel like that's kind of what's being illuminated here is, you know, that Page of Cups energy, where we could kind of have a, you know, a fantasy or an illusion surrounding this person, you know, and kind of be in that very daydreamy energy where we might not be seeing clearly at this time surrounding this person. Okay. So I want to get some advice here for you, but I feel like this is pretty clear. You've already received messages about this. Okay. The Judgment card it's a calling. It's a wake-up call to see it for what it is. The Tower is the breakdown of the false reality. So what is the advice here for group number 2? Exposed. Wow. Risk. And direction. Yeah, I feel like, well, yes, if you're holding on to this person, right, and we're refusing to see it, we're in denial about it, we could certainly be resisting the need to let go. And I feel like Spirit is trying to expose this person, or this person will be exposed. I feel like in a way we are at risk, right, for getting hurt here. This person is a distraction on your path. Okay. The number 12 here with direction, this is the Hangman energy. This is a need for surrender. No more holding on to this person. There's a need to let go. There's a need to see this person or this situation for what it really is. Some of you could also be involved with a boss, or with, I want to say with this Hierophant energy here, maybe even some of you could be involved with a religious leader of some kind, a priest or a teacher, okay, where this might not be the best situation for you. There could be like a teacher-student kind of thing here, or a boss and employee kind of thing. I'm even getting like coworkers here, like a coworker. I'm getting like a deceptive coworker or a deceptive boss. Basically a person you cannot trust here. I want to ask Spirit, where is my other tarot deck? What is the resistance here? It could also be that you're seeing that this connection's not progressing. It's not moving forward. You're not getting anywhere. What is the resistance here? The Lovers. There, I just saw the Tower. 5 of Pentacles. You're not receiving what you need here. Look at that. Again, 5 of Cups. It could be that this person is shutting you out. They've blocked you, or they just kind of disappear, shut you out. A lot of resistance surrounding commitment, union. Why is the direction here? Look at that. Okay. So this is a lot of ego's desire is what's happening here. Okay. Your ego is leading you to this person, and it's more the unhealthy aspect of the ego, meaning that this person has you manipulated. This person is stringing you along, is controlling you. It could also be your own ego, okay, that is leading you towards this illusion. We could also be confusing the passion that we have with someone, right? That aspect of the connection, confusing it for genuine love. Yeah. So some of you need to see this for what it is. It could be more about, like, the person is more concerned with the physical, more of a physical relationship that you have with this person that's not really truly compatible with you, okay? This, again, is a need to let go, a need to move on. You know, it could be very passionate between the two of you. That I can see clearly. That it could be intense in terms of that, the chemistry that's there. But there's the compatibility, no. The actual true long-term longevity, something, you know, where you can depend on this person for a long term, no. Now, for those of you where, you know, you have been seeing somebody for a little while and, you know, dating and stuff like that, but then you're just finding like it's not progressing, it's not moving forward. This is dealing with a person who's inconsistent. Okay, or even a lot of fighting, arguing, disagreements, not getting along, lots of tower moments that you've experienced with this person time and time again, where it constantly makes you feel abandoned, constantly makes you feel neglected, constantly makes you feel disappointed, confused, questioning over and over again. What are we? Where is this going? Where do we stand? That's not for you. This is not in alignment for you. Sometimes we try to turn the situationships, right, or the friends with benefits into an actual relationship when a person is, sometimes people are, I want to say, kind enough to tell you straight out, you know, I don't want a relationship. I'm not looking for one. But sometimes people give kind of like those mixed signals there where they say, oh no, you know, I'm looking for a relationship, but then they do the complete opposite. Okay, so again, we need to see it for what it is. No more wasting time here. The Tower's here twice. Okay, the Devil is here twice. It's not for you. It's not for you. It's not aligned. Okay, all right, so I'm going to leave this here for you. I do wish you all the best, Group 2. I hope that this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, Group 3. So those of you that resonated with the Amethyst and the Clean It Up card, this is also number 21, which is the World in the Tarot. And the World is the last card in the Major Arcana. And it is about endings. It is about completion of cycles. So we have Clean It Up here. So we're going to look at what specifically this is Spirit talking about in terms of what is out of alignment in your life right now. For group number 3, Spirit, group 3, what is out of alignment in their life right now? 2 of Pentacles. The Tower. Six of Swords. We have the 10 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Swords, the Page of Wands, Five of Wands. Some of you, this could have to do with family, okay? Some of you, I'm seeing this as work. Eight of Wands. There's a bunch of different energies in this group. Okay, so definitely seeing family, a family situation. This could maybe be like a living situation, okay? Some of you, I'm seeing work. This is related to finances. So maybe finances not being in the greatest place and a need for making some changes here to the choices that we're making, especially when it does come to finances, okay? Like, let's just say that we're at a job that's not paying you enough, and we might be afraid to leave that job for something more. This could mean going back to school, maybe becoming more valuable in terms of your skill sets, taking a class, a certification, so that you can do something to, get a better paying job, okay? For others of you, I feel like there's people, because I'm seeing the 5 of Wands here, which can sometimes be about conflict, jealousy, fighting, arguing, envy. This might be like a family situation, or it could even be a living situation in which there's a lot of just drama, a lot of, the Tower is here, which could also be chaos. Okay, a lot of instability there. So when we have clean it up, I almost kind of feel like maybe for those of you that chose this pile, there's different things that we're needing to clean up in terms of life, okay? It might just be, lots of different things here as it relates to maybe the people that you have around you. It could be your friends, it could be your family, those types of situations where you're putting in your energy towards that, towards the drama, towards the fighting, towards the arguing, and just need to just kind of move away and just kind of have peace and calm and quiet in your life, okay? For others of you, it could be like a work environment that you're in where it's just too much, too much drama, too much instability. Some of you could have lost a job, I'm getting here, maybe lost a job. And this is where we're kind of building a new foundation for ourselves, okay? And making improvements in terms of financial security. The Page of Wands is here, which is about starting down a new path. And maybe some of you, this is about exploring new career opportunities, or some of you, this could be around traveling, moving to a new place, okay? Buying a home if you're in the position to, moving into a new home. With the 4 of Swords being present, this is a need for us to take time to reflect and meditate on something. Because the 2 of Pentacles is about making choices, weighing your options. Should I do this? Should I do that? Or, kind of being there. So we might even kind of be feeling like things are a little bit unbalanced right now. Maybe there has been a lot of shifts and changes that you have been going through in your life. Some of you could be in the middle of a move and just kind of like in that that in-between stage right now where you've just left a place, or you're in the middle of a move, you're in the middle of looking for work, you're kind of trying to just find your balance again. And that's kind of where this can be just kind of like this general overview of releasing and letting go of things that are no longer aligned. Sometimes with the Tower energy, these things can happen very suddenly, very unexpectedly, where there's like unexpected job loss, or these are shifts and changes with the Tower energy where the universe kind of intervenes and steps in, oftentimes when we've ignored. Okay, when we've ignored the need for change, we've been resisting it, and the universe is like, no more, no more group 3. We're changing now. The change is happening now. And this, with the Page of Wands energy here, is a card that's about enthusiasm, excitement, passion, desires, adventure, exploring. So this is kind of as we're bringing something to a close here, right? Cleaning it up, just in a way kind of like sifting through the rubble, or, you know, gonna start this whole brand new journey, new beginning here. Some of you could have even like had a recent breakup, you know, and you're still dealing with this little bit of this Tower energy. You're working on healing. You're working on feeling secure again, and kind of creating this whole new life for yourself. So I'm also getting that here. Okay. So like I said, this group kind of feels like the group that maybe many things have been changing. Many things have been shifting in your life at this time, which is, it might be uncomfortable. Okay. It could even be painful. However, the universe is already kind of feels like it's stepping in here to get you aligned. And sometimes when this does happen, like I said, it can be scary. It could feel very abrupt in the way that things come in very unexpectedly and suddenly, the way that they just kind of impact our life. Sometimes we've been at a job that we knew for a long time was not aligned for us, and we've stayed and we stayed and we stayed, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we get fired or we get laid off. And of course, in that moment, we're thinking, oh my goodness, like, how am I supposed to make bills this month? Or how am I supposed to feed my family? How am I supposed to, you know, do X, Y, Z? But the Tower energy is always for our highest good. Okay, even though it might not feel like it, because that process of change and transition and things kind of balancing out is trying to help us to get into alignment, because you do have the 10 of Cups here. The star is also present, which I love, because you have the Tower and the star follows the Tower. This is card 16, number 17. When the star is present, this is telling us to have faith, to trust the process. Everything is going to be okay. Okay, there's a lot of things with this 8 of Wands energy here. The 8 of Wands is about energy that's in motion. Things that are happening, things that are shifting, things that are happening quickly. And sometimes it might feel like our entire life is in chaos. Okay, everything is changing. And we're trying to find, okay, which way is up? How do I navigate through this? And like I said, for some of you, it might be a challenging time. It might feel difficult right now. It might feel painful. We might be a little scared, you know, about what's next for us and what's going to happen. But I kind of feel like this is a time for you to really kind of like buckle down. As I'm saying, I'm looking at this 4 of Pentacles, to really just kind of like buckle down, find your bearings here, and to really take some time to this kind of like this cleanup here, because it kind of feels like this is already something that's happening. Okay. Something that you could already be experiencing in your life right now, where the universe is helping you to shift. Okay. And the 10 of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. Your 10 of Cups, you're happily ever after. And it might not seem like it right now, but in a way, the divine is kind of getting you redirected towards the right people, the right places, the right jobs, and just kind of helping to align your life in all the best ways. Okay. Sometimes when we're dealing with this chaos, it can be very hard for us, right? Because we're just like, I don't know what's happening right now. Everything feels like it's falling apart. All these changes are happening in my life and I don't know which way is up. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's next. So I would say that it's also a time for you to know that everything that's happening right now is happening for your highest good. Okay? It really is. It's removing, right? Certain things out of your life, certain people, certain situations, all to help you to get aligned towards your destiny. Okay? And there's a lot of things, like I said, with this Eight of Wands, because it's happening kind of behind the scenes that we don't even know. We don't see it. We don't see what's ahead just yet. Okay? What else do I want to say here? If you're involved in a situation where there is a lot of conflict, there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of negativity in your life with people, with family members, with friends, with coworkers, with neighbors, whatever it might be, okay, we can take this as a sign that maybe this person, this situation is not aligned for us, that maybe it is time for the change, maybe it is time for a shift. Okay, so I want to some of you, I feel like there's action that's needed here with that Page of Wands to step outside of your comfort zone, to be able to make these changes in your life, to set energy in motion, to have more faith in yourself and your abilities to pull through this time, this situation, or to have the courage to let certain things go that are not aligned. Why is the Tower here? Ace of Swords, Chariot. So we do have Aries, Scorpio, Cancer, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius. The Eight of Swords is also your state of mind, okay? That's not quite aligned for you, because this is self-limiting beliefs. This is negative thinking. This might also be indecision when it comes to where you're going, where you're moving, where you're headed towards. The Chariot is about having willpower. It's about seeing yourself be successful, to overcome challenges, to have the willpower to move towards the goal, the dream, the desire. So for some of you, the cleanup might be something that's happening within your state of your mind, your perspective. Okay? The Ace of Swords is a breakthrough. It's clarity. This is us breaking through the self-limiting beliefs that we can't have that Ten of Cups, that we can't have a life that is peaceful, that is calm, that we can't have a dream job, or we can't make lots of good money. Okay? Some of you, maybe it's a job that you're in. Maybe it's the way in which you make money. Maybe it's the way that we're spending money. Maybe there's a need for saving more, being more cautious with what we do with the money. Okay? Those of you that have maybe a scarcity mindset, okay? Fear of not dealing with financial loss. Some of you, I get that, yes, their finances might be a little bit tight right now, but if we just focus on all of which we don't have, and how, let ourselves kind of hold on to beliefs that making money is not possible. That is us limiting ourselves. Okay? This is the need for aligning with abundance, aligning with your dream job, aligning with love, whatever it might be that you're wanting here. Maybe it's people, maybe it's friends who are more in alignment with you. Okay, like I said, this pile here feels more like a general kind of like cleanup of life altogether, different areas of your life that you're kind of saying, okay, yeah, I don't like where I live. I don't like where I work. I don't like my friends. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it up, says the universe. Okay? Sometimes we need to do that, you know, during our life, to just kind of take a step back and say, okay, do I like my friends? Do I feel like they're supportive? Do I like the job that I have? Am I happy with this career? Am I happy with where I live? Am I happy with my relationships situations? Because this kind of feels like with that Page of Wands, this is exciting. It really is, for some of you, an exciting time of starting fresh and believing that you can create a whole new life for yourself. That power lies within you. This is us letting go of the fears and the insecurities that we can't have better, that we can't have more. Believing that your dreams are possible. Okay? Some of you could be holding on to things very tightly, clinging on to the comfort zone, clinging on to things that are not aligned, right? Let's look at this Four of Pentacles here. Seven of Cups, the Lovers, and the King of Cups. Some of you, this might be romantic. Okay. In terms of perhaps a person who's creating this illusion of security for you. Or we could be holding on to someone who doesn't really have the same, you know, plan in terms of what they want for the future. Could be very different. They could be a person who's very inconsistent with you. And it could be a person that you really have very strong feelings for, but that person not being the one to be able to provide the stability and the security that you need. Maybe where you feel like you're having to put in so much work and so much effort to making something work with someone, and the other person isn't showing up in the way that you need them to. That's another situation that I'm seeing here. Okay. What is this Six of Swords here? King of Pentacles, the Emperor, Knight of Pentacles. Some of you, it is work. Maybe it's the job that you're at, the place that you're at. Maybe this is wanting to have a higher level position, leadership, management, business ownership here. Some of you could have been in a marriage for a very long time, or in a long-term relationship that you're not truly happy in. You might feel like that person and you are on two different pages, that your lives are no longer aligned. What you want and what they want are two different things. Okay. Like I said, this reading should be confirming something that you already know within yourself. Okay. Trickery, which is like some kind of illusion here. Trickery. We've got communication. Maybe somebody is not telling the truth, or not being honest with themselves, or not honest with you. Somebody that's not wanting to truly build with you. What is the trickery here? communication. 6 of Wands and the Hierophant. Some of you, this is a relationship situation. This could be a person who's not being honest about marriage, about relationship, okay, is what I'm getting, building with you. They could be saying, oh yes, I want a relationship, but then their behaviors are showing you like the complete opposite. Where again, you feel like you have to do so much to try to make things work, and it's just leaving you in a big place of uncertainty. Where you feel like you're kind of going out of your way to, like, where you're doing all the work, you're putting in all the effort, and the other person isn't showing up in that way. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you. Group number 3. Like I said, just take some time because you do have clean it up here. So this kind of makes me feel like you're kind of doing some introspection, reflection on maybe different areas of your life. Okay. If you are going through a lot of pain right now, like I said, some of you could be going through a lot of upheaval that could include breakups, relationships, endings, things like that. Take some time to take care of you, to nurture you, to ground yourself, and to, you know, think about what you really want for your life and know that you have the power to create it. Okay, this might be a little bit of time that you spend alone, a little bit of time doing some self-care to bring yourself back into a state of balance and into alignment so that you can then see clearly and able to align yourself with what your values are and what your priorities are and what it is that you wish to create in your life. All right, so I'm going to leave it here for you, group 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.